Hey folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugger, and I just want to give something out to all you barbarians out there. As you know, this is my main character, Matilda. She's pretty well decked out so far. As you see, I've got almost 7,000 health at the beginning of Nightmare, and I really wish the scoundrel would shut the hell up with the Templar. I got a couple good weapons, and you know, I got this double socketed for 28 vitality plus the 64 vitality, 21 armor. But doing pretty good. But Nightmare level, of course, is difficult. I found this build that works fairly well, and there are things in it that can be moved around if you want, things that can be changed and exchanged and all that. But this is the build I typically use when I'm by myself. This build is not meant to use rage. This build is meant to build up rage, get to maximum rage, and stay there. And there are things that you can change in it if you want to. And I'll give you a few examples when I do that. Okay? Give me one sec. Alright. Now, your main attack is going to be Frenzy. Helps generate attack. And of course, as you're building up, you get a lot more attack speed, which really helps, of course. I use Furious Charge. This will be one of my initiators. If it's a large group, I'll Furious Charge into them, using Relentless Assault, so it immediately resets the cooldown, and I'll just keep trying to charge until it's actually on cooldown. Once the charging around is done, I do Leap. And I use Iron Impact, which will increase my armor for a short duration as well when I use Leap. I use Revenge. This is a Barbarian staple. If you're not using Revenge in your Barbarian build, you don't know what you're doing as a Barbarian, go stand in the corner until you figure it out. But you must have Revenge, and right now I'm using Vengeance is Mine because I'm not 52 and I don't have this, which will actually up the chance that Revenge will actually proc. So until we get that, we're using Vengeance is Mine, which gains Fury and Life while Revenge is used. I also use Ignore Pain. This gives a major reduction in damage, as well as Ignorance is Bliss. While Ignore Pain is active, I gain life for the damage I deal to enemies. Combine that with Revenge or Charge or even Leap, and you can take a nearly empty health globe and fill it immediately. It's really good. My main ability, my overall massive ability, and actually I do have a rune for that, and I should put it in there, is of course Wrath of the Berserker. This turns you into like a Super Saiyan style Berserker, and what I'm working for in this is Insanity. Increase my damage while Berserker's active by 100%. Let's move away from them and hope that we get less talking. But yeah, this actually increases damage by 100% while active. So you get a 25% increase from Berserker Rage, which is one of the passive I use. If you use this, you get attack speed boost with Frenzy attack speed boost, plus 100% when this is active. You ignore pain while healing. You have Revenge. You can leap in and leap out of battles as needed, plus Charge. This is a massive infuriating generating build, as well as you can use Bloodthirst. This is what I like to use. 3% of all the damage is converted to life, and Pound of Flesh increases my chance of finding health globes by 25% and gains 100% additional health per find. Now, different things you can swap around. Berserker Rage is the core of this build, so you cannot really in any respect want to remove Berserker's Rage from this build. But things you can use: Tough as Nails, increase your armor by 25%. Nerves of Steel, armor increased by 100% of your vitality. Ruthless, yeah, that could work. Weapons Master, especially if you're going to be using swords and daggers. If you can keep it strictly swords and daggers, a 15% increase in damage will really help. Or pole arms and spears with the 10% attack speed increase will also help. So this is something else you could use as well as Weapons Master. Superstition to reduce range attacks could help. Animosity could help a little bit, but it's not something I would rather do. And this only really works with spears. Inspiring Presence. Now, this is something I'll use if I'm with a group, because I will swap Ignore Pain for War Cry, so that I increase the armor of my entire group. And then I'll use Inspiring Presence, so I'll gain 1% of my maximum life per second for 60 seconds every time I use War Cry. And I'll even swap out for Battle Rage, because you can use Battle Rage more often than you can War Cry. But either way, it really works. And with a group, being able to up everyone's armor instead of just being able to reduce your own damage is really helpful. And so this is my general build as a Barbarian and Nightmare. I've only died once solo and once in a group, and they were both to the same type of bosses. The arcane bosses, they put down like these spinning arcane laser things, and if you get caught in the wrong spot, it just really hurts no matter who you are. And those are the only things I died to. I battled the Auric and took him down fairly easily. It was not a difficult fight at all. One other thing you can change you want is Frenzy. If you want, you can take Frenzy instead and do Bash, and then use this rune here, Clobber, because each time you hit, it has a chance to stun your enemies instead of knocking them back. In my Diablo fight, which, okay, and I forgot to record, I kept Diablo between this and Ground Stop. I kept Diablo stunned for, I don't know, at least half the fight.
Wait.
Between Ground Stomp and Clobber on Bash, I kept him stunned for just so much in the fight. He'd go to wind up for big ability, and I'd hit him with Bash, and he'd suddenly be stunned and knocked out of his ability. It made the fight a lot easier. So this is something else you could use, or you could just swap it out for boss fights in Nightmare. It will probably work almost as well, if not as well, as Frenzy. So it's definitely something you could do. But it works rather well, and I'm going to give you a quick idea of how well it works here. You see we're on Cathedral level 4, and damn it, I forgot to get my Templar. I was playing with a group. When you play with a group, you're not allowed to have your followers. And I definitely need my Templar. We can look at his inventory. You see I got Vampiric Hammer of the Eel, +3 strength. You know, I'm pretty sure I have a better ring than +3 strength. I haven't been paying attention to that. No, actually, I haven't been collecting rings, I guess. I'll have to remember that this boy needs a better ring. Probably 2 better rings, but I got him a really nice shield. He has 308 armor. The intelligence obviously doesn't help, but it's basically for the armor, and dexterity and vitality on this magic Templar relic there. And you know, I got to remember rings and whatnot, rings and a charm to help him. So we'll give you an idea of how this works. We'll see how it goes. See, there's a big group of enemies. You know, and that's Nightmare level enemies that I just chewed through with little problem. That's not as easy as you would think. It's really not as easy as you'd think. But again, this is only early in Nightmare, so I don't know how well it will continue to work through all of Nightmare. But, you know, I can't complain how well it works right now, and I believe it'll continue to work. Oh yeah, I did forget to mention that on... Oh, I told you I got Vengeance is Mine, which heals me. No, not that. On... And I have had 1000k crits, you know, 1k crits. Oh look, and we've already found the next level. Good. We'll head down. But on Frenzy, I have Triumph, which every time I kill an enemy with Frenzy regenerates 6% of my health, which is why having such a high health pool is needed in this. Yeah, I tend to ignore those. They're just not worth fighting. You can just walk past them. The Orc Sword. Just keep going.
This burden is mine.
You dare to bring a world of life into my tomb?
Amulet of Carnage. I'll have to remember that's there. See, get some extra damage going, get swinging on the tower right away, take down the first one easy enough, charge over to the next one. Yeah, every time I leap, it increases my armor temporarily as well. And there you go. You can see the benefits as I just tore through that pretty easily. Sorry, I had to cough. We'll show you the nightmare fight with Leoric. You think?
Some greater purpose lies behind these troubles, but I know.
We will not discover it here. Keep going.
If you don't know it, then how do you know? Skip the cinematic.
You were defeated the moment you surrendered to madness.
You tell him. Oh, that's right. I have to put the crown on his head. Derp. Sitting there waiting for him to come active. Now, the only thing I truly got to worry about in this scenario is his big triple swing that he does. That's the only thing I have to truly worry about. That. Basically, I want to get my speed up. And we'll go into my Super Saiyan mode. There's some revenge. Away.
Need more time.
And yeah, we lost our speed, but that's okay. Ignorance Bliss again. Continue to follow him. Charge away from the swings. Ignore pain. Increase armor. Revenge. 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 Increase armor. Charge away.
Not ready yet.
We're just gonna wait for it. Going berserker mode. Oops. Not paying attention.
Still recharging.
There we go. A couple times I got low health, you saw, and I did pop 2 health potions through the fight, but very viable build. Like I said, a couple things you can swap around, make you feel more comfortable, fit better into your fighting style. But as far as I can tell, this is a fairly working Barbarian build. It's a little more offensive centered than it is defensive. It has survival, but maybe if you want to be more survival, you can switch around to abilities that allow you to survive better. Or you can switch around abilities like, instead of taking charge, you can take battle cry and up your damage another 25 or so %. You know, but I find this works fairly well. It gives me the survival I need right now, and it gives me the damage I need to make sure to work a fights. So for the most part, I hope you've enjoyed seeing this, and I hope it benefits some people out there. Speaking of which, does that help me? I lose a fair amount of damage, and I'll lose almost 2% of my armor, but I gain another 588 life. Ooh. You know, I really feel like that's worth it. Over 7,000 life right now, and we can give this to the, yeah, that works. But there we go. But as I was saying, I hope this benefits some of you out there, especially that if you just getting started and getting into nightmare mode. I truly enjoy it. It works rather well, and like I said, it's easy to swap around to make into a party friendly by using by switching Ignore Pain for Warcry and use Inspiring Presence instead of maybe Pound of Flesh or what's the other one? Oh yeah, Bloodthirst. But either way, folks, this is One Big Bugger. I am signing out, and I'll see you next time.